The fun story begins at a bar where a few people were sitting, drinking, and having a good time. Suddenly, a man named Bureau enters the bar with a gun. Bureau was frantically saying that an attack was about to happen. However, seeing the gun in Bureau's hand, everyone assumed he was a robber, so the bar owner aimed his gun at Bureau to protect everyone. But Bureau calmly lowered his gun and started explaining the truth. He said that 2 dangerous aliens were following him, and they were extremely dangerous. At any moment, they could enter the bar and attack. To prove his point, Bureau placed a severed alien head in front of them so that everyone would believe him. Following Bureau's advice, everyone started closing the windows and doors of the bar, as he believed the aliens would find their way there. The people inside the bar asked Bureau who he really was. Bureau simply replied, "I am your protector." But just then, a dangerous alien broke through a window and caught Bureau, starting to chew on his head. Within moments, Bureau's head was severed, and everyone inside the bar couldn't believe their eyes. The sound of more alien creatures growling surrounded the bar, causing some people to panic and flee. The bar owner was so terrified that he started shooting randomly with his gun. But one of his bullets hit a customer. Meanwhile, a woman ran inside the bar, grabbed a gun from the floor, and started asking everyone about her husband. It turned out that the man named Bureau, who had entered earlier, was her husband, and he had just died in a brutal manner. Bureau's wife, Bethany, was shocked to see her husband's lifeless body and never imagined he would meet such a horrific death. As blood spread throughout the club, everyone started running in different directions. Many customers, armed with guns, kept shooting at the creatures. Amid the chaos, a girl named Taki climbed to the upper floor to protect her son. Taki quickly locks herself in a wardrobe to stay safe. She then comes down to assess the situation. Suddenly, a dangerous creature tries to break into the club. Bethany and a man with dark skin attempt to stop it, using large tables to block the creature and push it back outside. While this seemed normal, the aliens outside were applying intense force. In the next moment, the dangerous alien thrusts its claw into the black man's body, and he doesn't get a chance to save himself, dying in agony. When the main door opens, a strange alien enters. Although it's small in size, its speed is so fast that it's constantly moving from one place to another. A man named Harley keeps attacking it with his shotgun, but due to the creature's quick movements, none of his shots hit. In the chaos, one of his bullets accidentally hits a telephone, rendering it useless. The bad news was that without the phone, they couldn't call the police for help. However, Harley doesn't stop firing, as the tiny alien is so fast that anyone in its path gets attacked. It even bites off Harley's entire leg. Meanwhile, a man named Jason, hiding behind a table, is attacked by the small alien, which removes his entire skin from his face. It's such a terrifying sight that only the strongest-hearted people could survive it. The tiny alien kills several more people, but for some reason, it suddenly becomes fixated on an artifact resembling a deer. It seems to believe that the artifact is real and starts playing with it, enjoying itself. Taking advantage of this moment, Harley fires her weapon, and the bullet hits the artifact directly. The explosion causes the small alien to get injured and fall into a chamber. Ban, a customer, quickly locks the chamber, trapping the small alien inside. Just then, the bartender notices another alien trying to enter through the back door. He rushes over to seal the opening, but it's too late. The second alien is nearly inside, and it sees Bureau's body lying in front of it. It grabs the corpse and starts pulling it outside. Bethany doesn't want her husband's body to be eaten in this way, so she desperately tries to save him. However, the alien pulls Bureau's dead body outside, and after the second alien leaves, the opening is sealed. In a panic, the bartender fires his gun again, and the bullet accidentally hits the boss man on the upper floor, causing him to scream in pain since it's the second time the bartender has shot him. With the boss man injured, Bethany, Ban, and the bartender quickly begin closing all the doors and windows, feeling some relief now that no more aliens can enter. The wounded boss man is brought downstairs, explaining his condition to everyone. Bethany tells them that the aliens are dangerous creatures that landed directly on Earth from space. She and her husband had been running for their lives ever since. Just then, Taki remembers her son and rushes upstairs to check on him. Her son, hiding safely in the wardrobe, is unharmed. Taki hugs him, relieved, but suddenly, the same dangerous alien breaks in through the window, grabs her son, and starts pulling him away. Taki desperately tries to save her son. The loud noise brings Bethany, the bartender, and the others upstairs to help. The bartender fires his shotgun, shooting at the creature to drive it away. None of the shots from the bartender hit the alien, and the creature successfully captures Taki's son. As it leaves, The alien vomits a sticky liquid all over a bearded man, drenching him in a strange, gooey substance. The bearded man, confused, doesn't understand how to get the liquid off his body, so he rushes to the restroom to wash his head. Meanwhile, Taki is devastated as her son has been taken, and Bethany tries to calm her down, pulling her back inside. She tells Taki that by now, her son must be dead. Taki is overwhelmed with grief, while the bearded man, now covered in bugs crawling from his body, loses control. He wants to go outside and see a doctor, but Bethany warns him that if he steps out, he won't survive. Despite her warnings, the bearded man insists on leaving, so Bethany uses her tactics to stop him, explaining that staying inside is the only way he'll survive. Taki, meanwhile, is utterly dejected, mourning the loss of her son but thankful he was alive long enough for her to hold him. Inside the chamber where the small alien was trapped, the creature begins making noise. The watchman suggests they should kill the alien because if it escapes, it could pose a threat to their lives. Everyone agrees, and Baseman starts shooting at the chamber. After several shots, he believes the alien is dead. As Baseman approaches the dead alien, it suddenly reaches out and grabs his leg. Bethany and the bartender rush to help him. In a fit of anger, Bethany grabs a shotgun and fires directly into the alien's body, confirming that the alien is now dead. However, the worst news is that they have run out of bullets, meaning they'll need to think strategically to survive the alien attacks. After killing the alien, they decide to throw its dead body outside, hoping that the other aliens will be scared away. But as soon as they discard the body, a larger alien sees it and begins to scream. It's revealed that the dead alien they threw out was its baby, and now the aliens will likely seek revenge. The mother alien devours her dead baby's body, and from her stomach, another egg-like creature emerges, indicating that the aliens can reproduce rapidly. For now, they seal the doors and windows again, and Baseman asks Bethany how these dangerous aliens started chasing her. She explains that she was on her way to her grandmother's house with her husband and son when the aliens descended from the sky. One of them caused her husband's death, and ever since, the remaining 3 aliens have been relentlessly pursuing them. After hearing this, Baseman seems to blame Bethany, thinking that if she and her husband hadn't come to the club, they would have all been safe. Amid the tension and blame shifting, the bearded man, who had been covered in the alien's vomit, suddenly loses his mental stability. He starts acting strangely and staring outside. Then, out of nowhere, the dangerous alien attacks him, pulling his eyes out of their sockets. Although the bearded man is still alive, his condition is severely deteriorated, and he's in agonizing pain. The group quickly moves the bearded man to a separate room, hoping he'll recover. Baseman warns them that they're running low on bullets, and if another alien attacks, they won't have any weapons to defend themselves. The bartender suggests that there might be some bullets in the basement, so Bethany and Bucky gather the courage to go downstairs and retrieve the ammunition. Meanwhile, Ben, the bartender, and a few others head upstairs to gather some supplies. As Ben enters a room, the bartender locks the door behind him, fearing that if a creature is inside, it should remain trapped. Ben is confused and doesn't understand why they would lock him in, but he continues cautiously exploring. Luckily, he finds a working radio. He sets the frequency and tries to call for help, but due to the window being open, his loud cries draw attention. The bartender attempts to open the door to help him, but in his panic, he breaks the key, locking them inside. Ben is now desperately trying to escape the room to avoid being caught by the alien. Just in time, Bethany arrives and manages to break off a clip from the bartender's ear, using it to unlock the door. They quickly get Ben out and shut the door behind them. As they close the door, a small tentacle of the alien creature is cut off and slips out. It becomes clear that the mother alien is still inside the room, and despite the tentacle being severed, it continues to move. Ben's brother, Banjo, is terrified by the situation, but Ben reassures him, managing to destroy the alien's twitching tentacle. Once the immediate danger seems under control, they realize that the alien creatures are now attempting to break through the outer walls of the building. Because they could hear the sound of walls being broken from the outside continuously, and if that happened, the creatures could soon enter. Now, even the bearded man had regained consciousness, and his eye had been healed. He advised everyone that they could escape through a basement route. Therefore, Bethany decided that they would leave through the basement and get into Boss Man's truck to escape. But no matter where they go, the creatures wouldn't stop chasing them. Thus, it was mutually decided that they would use Harley's body, whose leg had been bitten off by an alien, as bait. They would attach several bombs to her body and throw it in front of the creatures. As soon as the creatures got close to the dead body, they would blast the bombs to kill them. So, the plan was put into action, and several bombs were attached to Harley's body. Ben and Boss Man started to head upstairs with her body, but after a while, they realized that Harley was not dead yet. She had been unconscious all this time. After learning this, they couldn't execute the plan, but Ben insisted on proceeding because they had no other options. However, Boss Man explained that there was also something called humanity. Just then, another alien appeared, grabbed the tied-up Harley, and started pulling her away. It was clear that Harley wasn't going to survive. So, Ben and his brother quickly detonated the bombs on her body, and the explosion killed the nearby mother alien. Now, after eliminating one creature, there were probably only two left, and they could attack at any moment. So, everyone began to make different plans to figure out how to escape. Boss Man was extremely tired, so he suggested resting for a while. But as soon as he lay on the floor, suddenly, a creature's hand emerged from the floor, breaking it open, and the hand pulled Boss Man's body inside. The creature was now inside the basement, attacking from below. After pulling Boss Man inside, a large hole had formed in the floor. So, Ben and Bucky quickly start filling the hole. But seeing that everyone was busy, a woman seized a good opportunity and snuck out of the house. She quickly got into the truck and left. Everyone thought she was returning to help, but she just drove off, saving herself. The situation deteriorated so much that the remaining creatures directly began to attack. They broke through the walls and entered the house. Now, Bethany, Bucky, and her brother had no choice but to fight the creature. First, the creature kills the bearded man by smashing his head, and this scene was truly terrifying. But Ben and Bethany somehow managed to grab the creature by the throat, while Bucky kept firing at it with a shotgun. Although they had no more bullets in their guns, whatever weapons they could find, they used to strike its head. Finally, the creature was killed. The last creature, which was still alive, was in the basement. So, everyone decided to leave this creature behind and escape. They all safely made their way out of the club, took their vehicles, and went their separate ways. And so, our terrifying story ends here.